Let's read some proverbs, okay? Best, wonderful, you love them. Japanese proverbs, full of wisdoms, right? Amazing. The one who smiles rather than rages is always stronger. Some people like to make of life a garden and to walk only in its path. Vision without action is a daydream. Action without wisdom is a nightmare. Without oars, you cannot cross a boat. The inarticulate speak longest. Who travels for love finds 1,000 miles not longer than one. Like me, when I travel to India. If you understand everything, you must be misinformed. We are no more than candles burning in the wind. Virtue is not knowing but doing. Money grows in trees of persistence. It is the same life whether we spend it crying or laughing. The day you decide to do it is your lucky day. Fortune will call it the smiling cake. To endure what is unendurable is true endurance. The tongue is but 3 inches long, yet it will kill a man 6 feet high. You are no more than candles burning in the wind. If you make a mistake, don't hesitate to correct it. It is better to travel hopefully than to arrive disenchanted. Beginning is easy, continuing is hard. With the first glass, man drinks wine. With the second glass, the wine drinks the wine. With the third glass, the wine drinks the man. Do you need proof of God? Does one light a torch to see the sun? One cannot quarrel without an opponent. The person who admits ignorance shows it once, but the one who tries to hide it shows it often. The heart is the most essential human quality. Instead of worrying, a strong man wears a smile. A repetition of 1,000 words may be determined by the conduct of 1 hour. Control your emotion or it will control you. You can only endure the weaknesses of others by knowing your own. Poor is the person who does not know when he has had enough. Old people are everyone's treasure. Aren't it beautiful? A single arrow is easily broken, but not 10 in a bundle. Darkness reigns at the foot of a lighthouse. Art is the illusion of spontaneity. Let what is past flow away downstream. Adversity is the foundation of virtue. You can know 10 things by learning 1. 10 men, 10 minds. When you're thirsty, it's too late to think about digging a well. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. There are no rational frontiers to learning. Gossip about a person and his shadow will appear. Everyone make mistakes. That's why there is an eraser on every pencil. When the character of a man is not clear to you, look at his friends. Better to be crystal and be broken than to be a tile upon the house top. One kind word can warm 3 winter months. A round egg can be made square according to how you cut it. Words would be harsh according to how you speak them. If you wait, they will come nectar like fair weather. Wisdom and virtue are like 2 wheels of a cart. The riverside also has a riverside. Proof rather than argument. Time flies like an arrow. Life is one generation, a good name is forever. An anthill may collapse an embankment. Respect old people and be gentle with children. Books are preserved minds. You can't see the whole sky through a bamboo tube. When someone is really hungry, then there is no such thing as bad food. It is better to not read at all than to believe everything you read. Good tea and cold rice be tolerable. Cold looks and cold words aren't. Truth often comes as a joke. Out of a joke, la la la. It is better to write down something once than to read it 10 times. To know and act are one and the same. Beautiful. We loved it. Isn't it awesome? I love Proverbs. Proverbs are words of wisdom. Hey, want to learn some Chinese proverbs? Okay, fine. A crisis is an opportunity riding the dangerous wind. It is better to be without a book than to believe a book entirely. A little impatience will spoil great plans. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with single step. If you bow it all, bobo. A smile will gain you 10 more years of life. A bird does not sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. A book holds a house of gold. Talk does not go cries. A man who cannot tolerate small misfortunes can never accomplish great things. Experience is the comb that nature gives us when we are bald. Be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. Behave towards everyone as if you are receiving a guest. A fall into a ditch makes you wiser. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without one. He who asks a fool for 5 minutes, but he who does not ask remains a fool forever. An inch of time is an inch of gold, but you can't buy an inch of time with an inch of gold. A closed mind is like a closed book, just a block of wood. Better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. A needle is not sharp at both ends. Even a hair will bite when it is cornered. Habits are cobwebs at first, cables at last. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second time is today. In a group of many words, there is bound to be a mistake somewhere in them. Govern a family as you would cook a small fish very gently. Patience is a bitter plant, but the fruit is sweet. Listening well is as powerful as talking well and is also as essential a true conversation. 2 good talkers are not worth 1 good listener. 100 no's are less agonizing than 1 insincere yes. He who cheats the earth will get cheated by the earth. Only one who swallows an insult is a man. One being, no matter how big, cannot support the entire house on its own. Better the cottage where one is married than a palace where one weeps. Distant water does not put out the nearby fire. The more acquaintances you have, the less you know them. He who thinks too much about every step he takes will always stay on one leg. All things change, we change with them. If you want to find out about the road ahead, then ask about it. Who's coming back? Those coming back. Genius can be recognized by childish simplicity. There are 2 kinds of perfect people. Those who are dead and those who have not been born yet. La la la. Wonderful. A clear conscience never fears midnight knocking. Learning is a wetness treasure you can always carry easily. Want to think long enough and you don't. Married couples tell each other 1,000 things without speech. Small men think they are small. Great men never know they are great. Do everything at the right time and one day will seem like 3. Solve 1 problem and you keep 100 others away. It is easy to open a store. The hard part is keeping it open. To be totally at leisure for 1 day is to be immortal for 1 day. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Teachers open the doors, we enter by ourselves. Ripe fruit falls by itself, but it doesn't fall in your mouth. If you want to be patient in 1 moment of anger, you will escape 100 days of sorrow. I was angered for I had no shoes. Then I met a man who had no feet. Before preparing to improve the world, first look around your own home 3 times. Make trip not on mountains, they trip on molehills. Do you want others to know what you have done? Better not have done it anyways. A man without a smiling face must not open his shop. It is not knowing that is difficult, but the doing. A wise man makes their own decisions, but an ignorant man mindlessly follows the crowd. The people who talk the best are not the only ones who can tell you the most interesting things. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Do not believe that you will reach your destination without leaving the shore. If you want to avoid being cheated, ask the prices at 3 different stores. Guessing is cheap, but guessing wrong can be expensive. Learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere. A bird can roost, but on 1 branch a mouse can drink no more than its fill from the river. A person of high principles is one who can watch an entire chase game without making a comment. To know another is not to know the person's face, but to know the person's heart. No matter how tall the mountain is, it cannot block the sun. Tenacity and adversity are old foes. Think about your own faults during the first half of the night and the faults of others during the second half. If you want your children to have a peaceful life, then suffer a little hunger and a little coldness. If you want your children to have a peaceful life, then suffer a little hunger and a little goodness. Wow, wow, wow. Hey, we're gonna do the lessons like this every day, okay? Just two different countries' proverbs, okay? Beautiful, right? And because these are like the words of wisdom in a nutshell, and small, like, when you read a whole book, like I read the book Organizing from Inside Out. Oh, it's Jelly Augustine. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. It's this thick book, and then I told everyone that this book contains only two words. It's space, S-P-A-C-E, space. Take stock of yourself. Pause, put aside everything and anything that's not you. E, assign a home. Make place for everything that's you. C, containerize. Put everything in its place. And E, equalize. Make sure everything stays in place. Okay? So it's so beautiful, right? So now we are in this space. And we can take stock of the space and put aside everything and anything that doesn't belong in that space. And then A, assign a home. Make place for everything that is there. C, containerize, put everything in its place and make sure it stays in place. Simple as that. Okay, so now supposingly we're going to take stock of ourselves and we'll figure out what we want to do unto the day. 3 hour concentration. Okay, so we'll prepare the lesson for 3 hours. On Facebook, every day I'll put enough material I'll share with you that you can do for 3 hours. Okay, so from morning 8, quarter to 9. Remember, you have to be at work from quarter to 9 to 6:37, 6:30 at least. Okay, little bit more. We'll work and then we'll come home, freshen up, relax, eat, chill out, and you'll spend 3 hours with Didi. With Didi, she has prepared the lesson for you. She wants to be with you all, but I can't join you in your work now. Of course, you'll have enough people to train you and come together as a team and beautiful, and then spend some time with me, okay? And then I'll entertain you and a little lesson from me. See, we'll try to make it as beautiful as we can, okay? One day at a time. God bless us today. Waheguru, thanking God for everything, for you all are so adorable unto me. I love you all utmost.